The next question will start with Mr. McCurdy. The question is, what is your position on full sales disclosure for commercial and gated community real estate to help equalize property tax values in the city and the county?
My answer to that is a full disclosure. In other words, I think that they need to we need to know exactly what that property value is worth. I think that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Griffin?
What he said.
Thank you. Ms. Swift?
Can you repeat it again?
Sure. What is your position on full sales disclosure for commercial and gated community real estate to help equalize property tax value in the city and county?
I didn't know that there wasn't full disclosure on those particular things, but there should be full disclosure on all sales for everything.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Monreal?
Big question mark.
Sure. What is your position on full sales, perhaps it should say, on your position on full sales price disclosure for commercial and gated community real estate to help equalize property tax values in the city and county?
We should know.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Sneddon?
Yes, I support full sale price disclosure. There are some individuals in this city that do not publicize a rent for a home or a sale of a property or a sale of a home, and they do it word of mouth. And so when they do sell it in a nice neighborhood, they don't have to disclose it publicly in some cases. And so today and tonight we are making sure that most of us here on this table full sale price disclosure on property value so that they pay their taxes just like you and I.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Yes. This, of course, goes to the appraisal, and it is a tragedy in this state that the state allows non-disclosure of the sales price. And as some of the candidates have already pointed out, I think we're all going to support full disclosure. That goes to the transparency of government. And how can you really have a fair tax system if you do not have a fair appraisal? And the appraisal is based on related values, other property values around that area. And if you don't get the full information, there's no way to make a fair appraisal. So some of these folks that can afford these very expensive property transactions and then not report them, obviously that's not fair to the rest of us that do have a fair property tax evaluation. And so we absolutely want to be fair. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, I support this wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Olden?
I had the pleasure of meeting the head man of the tax appraisal district here in San Antonio, and that was one thing that he was very concerned about. I know for a fact, I dug some records on the Pearl Brewery, and when Lutz Ishlov sold it to Sundance or Sundown, there is no value on that thing in the title in Billionaire County. And many things are done that way, and I think there's a time. I think that State Rep Viral is putting bill across to expose that now. I'm not sure if it's him, but somebody's doing it. So I really call them and support them, and call your reps and make sure that they support whoever's doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move to the next question. This is a question that I'm going to combine about historic designation. The city of San Antonio encouraged older neighborhoods to combine their neighborhoods for future history as historic districts. and this includes the 5 Point area. Will you support the historic plan for District 1? Historic plan designation for District 1?
I will if it does not impact the taxes we're already paying. I would suggest that Phil Hardberger be on that list. Thank you.
Ms. Swift?
I have not read the plan, so I can't accurately respond to that question. I'll have to look at it, and whoever asked the question can email me and ask me again, because I can't answer something I don't know about.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Monreal?
I guess my first question would be, did they let the people of District 1 know about this? And if they didn't, then I would not be for it, because we need to get our people from District 1 involved in this.
Thank you. Mrs. Mayor?
Yes, thank you. The historic neighborhood in District 1 needs a forum just like this to discuss that particular neighborhood, in particular 5 Points, to determine what that particular neighborhood in the 5 Points area wants and desires for their own neighborhood. And so let us discuss it in a forum with those individual groups in District 1 so that we might be able to go forward with that.
Thank you. Mrs. Smith?
Please repeat the question one more time.
The question is, the city of San Antonio encouraged older neighborhoods to conserve their neighborhoods for future history as historic districts. And this includes the 5 Point neighborhood. Will you support the historic plan designation in District 1?
I certainly admire our city for taking a strong position on preserving historic areas, but I do agree that every citizen should have input and not just 1 or 2 people. So obviously preserving our city is and getting that designation gives some benefit, but I would like every person to have their input on that.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez?
I had the privilege of serving on the zoning commission, and that case did come before me, so I will have to respectfully not give a response because it has been postponed. But you have people who lived it, and they're sitting right there, and if you have any questions on how the interaction went at that day, you can find out from them. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Oldham?
The first thing I would do as mayor would see that the person on that historic review thing for the city would hit the street. Because so many things are torn down, and I can't believe the stuff that is our history that they let disappear. And I think a forum needs to be just like I was in 5 public meetings about 2 weeks ago on issues. And you people, the taxpayers, you need to have a voice in these things and have forums and be there and discuss it and meet with the city planner that is doing the plan for your neighborhood. I was told we weren't going to get one until Glen Oaks had a neighborhood association or a neighborhood alliance. Isn't that great? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McCurdy?
I'm afraid I don't know a lot about this question either, like Kat, but I do believe, I'm a big historian, and I'm all for preserving everything we can possibly preserve in San Antonio and preserve our histories. So if there's a forum that needs to take place, I think that would be a great idea. But I don't really know enough to answer this correctly, so thank you.